Welcome to my channel. My name is Moses Perry. In this presentation, I will be talking about transcendental meditation. Transcendental meditation is a method you use in order to entangle with the unified field. To entangle with the unified field means you get connected to a concentrated area of information. How possible is that? Entanglement with the unified field is very apparent in our lives. For example, you have a relative who lives, or a close friend who lives far away across the globe. Something happens to that relative. Then your hair either shakes, you start receiving strange signs. No one has spoken to you about your relative across the globe. No one has informed you. There is no signal whatsoever that you are aware of that you have received. Strangely, you become aware that something extraordinary is taking place. It's a signal you receive that you cannot explain. It is a signal you have received of something connected to you taking place, but because of your inability to decode, so that the meaning of the information can become apparent to you, you are unable to know. That is a practical example of quantum entanglement, which can be achieved by transcendental meditation. There are many other examples. You are about to make a call to somebody who's close to you. You take your cell phone. The moment you are about to press the yes button on your cell phone, then it rings. It is the very person that you wanted to talk to, that you thought about it was important for you to contact, and they call you. When you are just about to call them, that is quantumly entangled minds. I can give you another example of a school of birds. You know, school of birds. They are flying in the air, about 500 birds in a group. And the coordination with which they fly, the synchrony, the coherence, the direction, the turning, the curving is amazingly well coordinated. And you wonder if at all there's a leader bird who is giving instructions. Not at all. They are all quantumly entangled into a unified field. The unified field is a concentrated region of information, which when you have connected to it, you will be able to download any information you want at any time. In fact, let me mention that future schools, future education system will have nothing to do with the accumulation of information in your mind. Not at all. Future education will have so much to do with the degree to which, the extent to which you can download information and be able to make it relevant, correct information at the right time that will be necessary to make either a decision or to take action. That is the direction education is taken. In fact, there are so many people who are well schooled, that much I know, PhD students, graduates, bachelors. They've acquired so much information, and very unfortunately, development of the neurocorrelate of consciousness is how you actually entangle with the unified field. You need to develop a universal structure that enables you to entangle with the unified field. There are many examples I can give. There is the looming danger. There is the looming danger of the artificial intelligence agents taking over whatever humanity does. I just wanted to shed some light on why it is very important for humanity now to entangle with the unified field. It is an imperative necessity. It is an overwhelming necessity for now for humanity to entangle with the unified field, because that provides the only gateway, the only exit from extinction. Soon, artificial intelligence will be able to represent you legally. Why? Because they will be having access to hundreds of cases. And then their interpretation will be so accurate and so well tailored to your case. And so that the representation will be very precise. Education online. Students will be able to go online, and then dependent on your grade, well tailored or customized kind of education. It won't be like this classroom thing where you are taught the same. In fact, an assessment of your IQ and all this will be done so that an appropriate education, customized education, will be given to an individual, given their physiological makeup, physiological tendencies. The same thing applies to, even when it comes to diet. You just don't eat. No, I think this is where even when it comes to food, it must be customized, because we are all different. Our makeup, our identities are different, and so we cannot eat the same kind of food. And that is the kind of situation we are actually going to be facing when it comes to the artificial intelligence. So why is it important for humanity to entangle with the unified field? It is very important for humanity to entangle with the unified field because extinction is looming. But what is the possibility? The possibility is that artificial, or rather robots, do not have, regardless of their capacity, to do anything very fast within the relevant time frame. However, they are not privileged with the potentiality to entangle with the unified field. Unless humanity can do that, otherwise we are headed for extinction. Robots will take over almost everything that humanity does. Any occupation will be able to be taken over, will be taken over by robots. And mind you, they will be able to do it competently well. I can give you practical examples of instances where an operation on where a scissors or a knife is forgotten inside the structures or the system of the body of a person, of a patient. Why? Because of lack of focus, lack of precision, lack of understanding of what humanity does in such instances. We have many creative writers, robots, who can write faster, well-inspired works of art, of literal work. They can do that much better than most of them. There are instances of even like making a song. There are robots, artificial intelligence agents who can actually do better than us. So we are faced with a looming extinction. That is why it is an imperative necessity to entangle with the unified field. There is though an advantage. Unless we do that, unless we make use of that, all it needs is to activate it. Within human beings, there is laying dormant what is called the infinitude. That is the connective tissue to the unified field. All you need to do is to activate it. But how do you activate the connective tissue to the unified field? That is where the neural correlate of consciousness comes in. It needs to be activated. We all know that the brain waves actually covers all the ranges, from the smallest to the biggest. When these frequencies are synchronized, a structure, an image, an object correlates with them. It's then possible for such an image, for such a correlate, because it will have synchronized all the frequencies. It is possible for it now to entangle, to generate similar frequencies in the unified field. Only then will you be able to actually receive continuous inspirations that you never came across. You will be able to know things. In fact, it's not a matter of you referring to. You will be able to actually give information that is immediately recorded. It's not a matter of having read it from somewhere. It's not a matter of having like an idea. Not at all. You don't need ideas because you are connected to the universal bank of information that can be recorded at any time. Transcendental meditation is an imperative necessity for human beings now in the 21st century if we are to survive the looming extinction. We all know there are cars that are coming that are self-driven. Where will drivers work? All these are examples of the extinction that we are soon going to be declared redundant unless humanity awakens to the necessity of transcendence so that you can entangle with the unified field. Otherwise, we are faced with extinction. We are headed to extinction. There is an imperative necessity to transcend. The question is how? What are the possibilities? Like I said, we are advantaged to transcend. There is this in us. There is this infinitude in us. There is this continuity in us that actually can get activated. It's very important that humanity starts preparing himself for that task. It's not a matter of which religion you belong to. It's not a matter of which race you belong to, from which part of the globe you come from. Not at all. You know, I like the scripture when it says, whoever will may come. You can come and transcend. You can transcend. It's not about the race. It's not about your level of education. It's about the willingness to focus on an object of transcendence so that your neurons can actually correlate, synchronize, and then entangle with the unified field. That is critical. That is the way. It is the exit. It's the only way, the truth, and the life for humanity to survive. more you watch this, the more you get inspired, the more you get relevant information